Well, hello everyone. Thanks for hanging out today as we try Divinity Original Sin Part This. Yeah. Oh, so Elite's doing an update, so I figured let's do something productive with my time as I wish Elite wasn't updating. I miss it. I was actually in the middle of trying to get my rank up to Allied at a certain station because someone said that was wrong. You can make a lot of money there, but that's another video for another time. Right now, we are going to check out this game. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning, right? Single player, please. And I'm not much of a hardcore player. That looks really hard. I think this one here, one hit, you die, everything's done for. I'm not that good. This is my boy Matt. He's very strategic. He'll take his time. I am more of an explorer. If you prefer story and exploration over being challenged in combat, this is the difficulty for you. And since I'm more about the story right now, let's do this. Let's try the storyline. Art looks pretty good. I heard it has a great story. And in this game, your choices do direct your path. Alright, what do we got here? A little person. She is a little person. Dwarves are fiercely nationalistic followers of their queen. Their proud social society. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. My eyes are a little crossy. Their proud society reveals sources and is class-based, deeply divided between have and have-nots. Oh wow. So they're kind of like, what, socialists? They are communist pigs. I like her hammer. It looks dope. Nice little shield. Oh, she's tiny. Let's see what the dudes look like. Okay. Just as bad. I'm a little person. Purifying touch. So these guys are some kind of like... Oh, this guy's a cleric. Decaying touch. Restoration. Bloodsucker. Depending on the rules. Okay, so I guess these custom... I think you can build your own, but these customs have preset stuff on them. Yo, I'm not having it. A wooden shield with leaves. Come on now. It's magic. Not interested. Of course, there's always a human background custom. I think there is. That looks kind of cool. Play as a dinosaur. Yeah, I kind of like that. Undead dwarf. What the? Are they all undead? Okay, so there's undead in this game. Interesting. That's hilarious. Dude, look at that. That is so funny. The skull face of a lizard. Look at it. Look at it. Okay. Okay, so these are the ones I was looking for. I was told there was some origin characters. Let's check out the story.
I was just thinking about someone I used to know. My cousin. The Queen, in fact. A tyrant. I tried to stop her, but things don't always go according to plan. She cast me out to a forgotten island, and made short work of my allies, too. Lucky for me, I was able to commandeer a ship, and began a new life for myself, out on the high seas.
He's a pirate.
Aye, but I hear that the Queen is at it again. And there's something darker behind her madcap schemes this time. If I don't stop her, I don't know who will.
Okay, it's kind of cool. He's like a hero type. Wants to do the good thing. And he's a pirate, so that's why he has an eye patch. It's like all pirates have to have an eye patch, right? Alright, what's next? Oh, this this guy is an undead. He's not, I thought for a second there was an error. Let's check out his origin story.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world. Trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
Okay. We're primitive, but he's a skeleton. So, ha! Joke's on you, buddy. Oh, look, they have a human. I heard this guy was an alcoholic.
Once I was a crusader for the Divine Order. I pledged my life to Lucian the Divine. The war changed everything. He sent me to save the elves I grew up amongst. I arrived too late. Lucian ordered the use of death fog against the Black Ring, annihilating everyone I once knew in the process. Now I'm a mercenary killer, one of the infamous Lone Wolves. And my next target is none other than Lucian's own son.
Wow. That's pretty deep. But sounds like Lucian is a jerk and deserves it. Hey, my laddie. Is this a woman? Yes, a lady. Look, it's Jubilee.
All my life, I've been a performer, a musician, beloved and celebrated by all. But I have a secret. I'm also a playground for sprites and spirits and worse. The voice that rings inside me now is darker than any that came before. Almost caused a bunch of my fans to rip each other to pieces. But you can trust me. I've got this under control.
Okay.
Step 1. Find out who or what is trying to take control of my mind. Step 2. Make it sorry it ever tried.
I wasn't scared. She didn't seem that scary. Oh, okay, here, cool. Lizard Man. I like the Lizard Man.
Famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
The music was kind of cheesy. I do like that character.
I used to be a slave, kept under the thumb of the master,
Go
the
make me a
bastard
sandwich.
that made me hunt down my own kin. How did he do that, you ask? With the living scar you see on my cheek, this horror that takes no more than a song sung by Master Dearest to control my very thoughts. But now the tables have turned. I broke my shackles, and when I finally find him, I will make the master sing a very different kind of song.
Look at the neck on this chick. Jeez, got more neck than head. Right? Ooh, somebody get this girl a sandwich. Oh my gosh, look how skinny she is. Forget six pack. What is that? A 58 pack? Wow. All right, so I actually liked. I like the dwarfs. The storyline. Some Tyrant Queen on that. Nice little dwarf. It says there's no one to save it. Save them. I don't know. This stone capacity dealing. Remove bleeding, burn, poison, and cripple. Blinding squall. A storm approaches with a strong wind's rise. Alright, so he can bend. They blind and deal air damage. Okay, so air damage, earth damage. This guy has elemental powers so far. As a base. Do I have the same base? No. Each person has a different base. Wait, what's this? Summon Fan Soul Wolf. Really? Summon a trusty Soul Wolf which can and bite enemies? It can howl and bite enemies. That's hilarious. Summon will depend on the caster's level and summoning ability duration 10 turns. Encourage allies around you, increasing their. Huh. See, if I play this guy is actually kind of cool too. No. Fighter. Very normal. Inquisitor. Knight. Wait. Metamorph. When you see horns is fall from your forehead, making you see red. You can rush. Oh jeez. This game real. Turn the target character into a chicken. Really? Yeah, they lost me on that one. Ranger. There we go. Maybe like a hunter. Can summon a wolf. I love hunters from World to World, the craft. Ricochet, fire no arrow that deals physical damage and then finds others targets within 5 meters. Forks up to 2 times. Targets can clear mind, which increases strength, fitness, intelligence, and wits. Okay, so it's like a group boost. Set clear-minded for 3 turns. Elemental arrowhead. Targeted surface in a melee radius. Okay, that might be a thing for me. A rogue. I would do the dwarf as rogue. Small and nimble, small and quiet, you know. A shadow blade. Backslash. Chameleon cloak. Invisible for 2 turns. Turns. What am I getting into here? Chicken claw. What the hell's up with chicken claw? That's such a crappy. Oh, wait a second. What do we got here? Pin down. Cripple target. Okay. Fossil strike. Should I be reading all this out loud? A giant rock filled with sticky oil that deals 10 earth damage. Creates an oily surface where it elemental target the surface is the same as the other one. What does he get? He gets to pin them down and he gets this fossil strike. Add fire from a friend, maybe. This is more of a quick base. Is it? There's multiple hits there. It's more. It seems like he's more of an AoE, right? Because here it splits, and this is an area of effect on the ground. You know, hits people. Target a surface in melee radius for 1 turn. Elemental damage matching that surface is added to your range weapon. What? And range weapon based skill. Really? That's not what I. It's a huntsman. Geomancer. I'm torn between a witch, really? Raised bloated corpse. seems cute. This is like a warlock. No, maybe not. Okay, wizard. Cool. That might be cool. Wizard, searing dagger. Shoot 3 flaming daggers at the target of your choice, each creating a fire surface and dealing damage. Set burning to 2 turns. Damage. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier. You can drop that falls on the floor and your buddy can set it on fire. Okay. Oh, look, he has his own. Oh, that's neat. Okay, I like that. Set enemy characters around you on fire. Okay, I might do that. I might be a wizard. Oh, what's this battle mage? Okay, I gotta stop deciding until I'm done looking. Set the shock status within an arm's length and deal air damage. Battle ram. Rush forward in a straight line to a designated point, hitting all enemies in the path and setting knockdown. Blinding radiance. That looks cool. And back to cleric. Interesting. Choices. I always play a ranged character. I really never play a magician. So how about a melee? A melee magician? Why not? Okay, melee magician it is, but who would play that role good? My little friend here? Wait. What the hell? He needs to put on a shirt. That's not right. OMG. Do you guys see the happy trail? What the hell, man? Look at this here. You guys see this? It's a happy trail. Alright, sorry. Oh my god. So, battle mage. No, I don't like her. This guy, I kind of do like the Red Prince. Drain magic armor from target. That could be helpful. Dragon's Breath. Blaze. Breathe flames and a cone dealing assisted by magic armor. So you would drop the magic armor and then hit him with this. Pew pew! I think. I have no idea how this works. This guy? He looks cool. Do we want to be the Red Prince? No. Yes. Maybe. No. Yes. Why? So hard to decide. I don't like this character at all. Alright. Time to choose. Let's go with this guy. The little guy. Confirm. Are you sure? Yes. Let's check out the story. How this starts. That's pretty.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic.
Why is she using apples?
And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy.
Am I missing something here?
I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Okay, strange intro. It wasn't about my little guy at all. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. What are we, being tortured? Hey, look, I still have my hat. Please, don't take my hat.
New dawn, a new day. Now, to get control of this barge before sundown.
Said like a true pirate. Okay, so L. You used to call me Marcus Miles. Now I am the beast of the sea. See if I can do the voice. I've discovered the queen. No, I sound horrible with the voice. God, I gotta learn how to read. Justina, ruler of the Dwarven Kingdom, and my own cousin, seeks to crush the rising descents by the way of a plane called Operation Downfall. I can find out more from a dwarf called Lahar in the village of Driftwood, presuming I escape the magistrate's clutch. Alright, let's see. Though he is a sorcerer and wears a source collar, Bishop Alexander continues to lead the Divine Order, as he is a son of Lucian, and it is widely assumed he will succeed him as the next Divine. Chapter 1. Oh my goodness. Lucian the Divine, champion of the 7 gods, the savior of Revilion, is dead. He sacrificed himself to defeat the forces of the Void, leaving his son, Alexander, to proceed over the next chapter of Rivion's history. I don't know how to read. But Lucian's sacrifice did not buy peace. Instead, the years that followed were plagued by the menace of Void Woken. These beasts were drawn to source magic and left death and destruction in their wake. Incapable of wielding the divine powers that his father had at his disposal, Alexander has restored to harsher measures in order to stop the Void Working. A great program has commenced against sorcerers, those who show the most skill in the manipulation of source. Encouraged by his most trusted advisor, Dalius, Alexander has decreed that all sorcerers must be resettled in isolated colonies, where they cannot pose a threat to the rest of Revilion. One such colony is the ancient island stronghold of Fort Joy. It is this place that I, a captive sorcerer, am being sent. Okay, troubles in the water. Is this like in the right direction? Yeah. We are sorcerers being transported to Fort Joy, an ancestral fortress on a remote island where magisters is that a made-up word, of the Divine Order have established an interment camp. I am bound by the magical collar that cannot be removed. So they hate magic, but they'll use it. Okay. So let's see the map. Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? Okay, so we are on a ship, of course. Dialogue, tutorials. We're not gonna do tutorials, right? Because we don't play that game.
I'll be damned if I'll get back on that. I'll be damned if I'll get back on that infernal device.
Okay, I think I can turn the can I turn the camera? Okay, I can move the camera with ease. Okay, there we go. Can move the camera here and zooming in and out. Hey, my buddy. Let's go talk to this lady, see what's going on.
No
here.
lesions. No
You're up there. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Well, that's not very nice.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs.
Wait a minute. She's using magic, but I'm the one in trouble?
You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Okie dokie. Alright, so here we go. We can This is where I heard the game has a lot of different ways you can go about it. Is this straight? No. So you pull at the thing around your neck. Fruity. Demand to know why she colored you. Noble. This is a noble reply. Now that you're up, you'd like to bathe and dine. Tell her to ring for servants. That's noble. Take your leave. How is that noble? Now that you're up, you'd like to bathe and dine? Tell her. Oh, man.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Call the power of building inside you. The swelling winds and roaring seas. Unleash it. She might be playing a trick. Don't do it. Let's see what happens. I would probably be like, nah, you put this on me for a reason. I'm not gonna mess with it in front of you, but
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result.
She's a meanie.
There you have it, see? The collar's function. It neuters you, of sorts. Makes you unable to cast source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Alright, let's ask for bath.
Oh dear. I'm afraid you're a long way from home, my lord. A long way from the little bells that make footmen come a-running.
Oh wow, she's
Index
having a good
fingers
time.
pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
She wants to kill you. An end to Source. That girl, what you talking about? Alright, let's go over here.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
It's a lot of blood. Wait, let's talk to this.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
That is kind of nasty. Are we looking into the room between the lurking ship and the smell of blood? You feel a little sick. Not I. I'm a battle-worn little guy. Little blood and gore don't scare this dude. Peer into the room and ask what happened.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them.
Jeez.
Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Alright, so ask if you could lend a hand in the investigation. Ask if you knew the dead man. Pause. Always does. Ask if this sort of thing happens often, Beast. This is like his reply. Say you're sure she will. If this old tub can stay afloat long enough, yeah.
She'll be fine. Now move along.
Alright. And you?
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
She's scared of me. Don't be scared, girl. I'm not gonna hurt you. Alright, what's going on here?
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Inform her that she wasn't this man's prosecutor. She was his captor. Ask why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killer. Take your leave.
Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source.
This guy was a coward.
We'll find out who did this. Speaking of,
Oh, his collar's
She
on the
looks
floor.
up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably
deep
innocent
sleeper.
people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
You've never smelled my farts in bed. Ah! Got it. Alright, so we shrug and say maybe you can. You are a sorcerer after all. Tell her that that's the tricks you haven't quite mastered. Ask if she's investigating her fellow magister as well. One of them could have easily done this.
Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister.
Well, the one over there's got...
It looks more like a
weapons.
passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the
Serious?
passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Sure, I'll be your puppet. And tell her your price is considerably higher than that.
Not in here, it isn't.
Okay.
You let me know if you hear anything.
Maybe. Probably not. Nah, screw you. Screw you, ho. Not open. Alright, but we're gonna keep investigating here.
Why won't you sing? A no doesn't become a yes over
What
time.
Okay, so there's other people here.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
There's a light over her head. How can it be a dark spot? But we'll go with
Snake eyes.
it. Oh, look. She's one of the characters.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
I asked if I could join her. She said, nope.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Rolling dice.
You, you come here often?
Deciding fates.
Frown. Those fates she is deciding? Laugh. Can she read the future in entrails as well? Oh my gosh. This isn't an insult. Let's go with this one.
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Oh yeah? You're into short dudes?
Never say never, though.
If she can decide fates with dice, ask if she can read future in Cal. They really want to ask that, huh? Decide it's probably best to take your leave. You know what?
She smiles contemptuously.
I don't want to piss her off. I know who that is.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
Like a horny cat.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship. I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Well, that's rude. Oh, here's a human.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
What's going on,
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fan.
All right.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
This guy's gonna murder somebody. Move closer to him. Nod. Okay, nope. He dares beckon you like a common servant. Sniff and pretend not to totally. Oh yeah, because this guy used to be royalty. Turn and walk away. Let's get
He
closer.
leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Alright.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
This guy's a pig. He spit at us. Asking Fan why the management spent on murder. This doesn't seem like the optimal part of the ship to hang around. Particularly
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Johnny Big Pants, really? Ask Fan if he did what he did to find himself in the mercies of the subordinate. Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it, really? Like the guy's gonna just answer back?
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Say that you're still curious about the murder.
No.
Okay, I believe him.
The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
As if anything knows anything else where you're headed for.
The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
Say you'd like to meet Alexander. You show him exactly what you think of his bloody divine order. Tell him, Finn, that that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make. Say you've no interest in Alexander. All you care about is surviving for. Let's go.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
Okay, so this guy.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, dwarf. What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Say the name is Gil. Refuse to give your name Beast. Say no one has called you anything but Beast in some time. He's welcome to do the same.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
He can't write.
Away with you, at once.
That's why it's on.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Alright.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes
Still wants to meet everybody in the story.
head steady.
Well, if it ain't the beast of the sea, I'll be. Shouldn't you be off yo-ho-hoing on your own ship instead of stowing away on this one?
Raise your eyebrow. He knows who you are, clearly. And he is? Give him a winking grin. This merely the quickest way to the Reaper's court. Tell him the truth. Magistrate attacked the weak dancer, saving his crew and invoking. That's noble. Saved his crew, but he had to use his powers. And really the quickest way. This is kind of like I'm a gangster. I went into the, I got sent to jail to kill the bad guy in jail. Let's go with that.
What about that collar then? All part of your master plan, is it?
Grumpy, yep. Does he have a problem with that? Tell him what really happened. No.
No, no problem here.
Alright.
He takes a gulp from his mug, but his eyes remain visible just over the rim, locked in a questioning stare.
Questioning style. Alright, what do we got here? Hey.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid.
Dog looks
There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
Name?
Ask him.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy. We're trying to catch a killer here.
8.
Well, well. What have we here?
Appearance.
A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
What? You gonna eat me?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
What?
All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see where this leads. Mumble through clenched jaws. What on earth is he doing? The nerve. Slap away his hand hard, really. This character is a pirate, so he'd be tough, right? What would he do here? Humor him?
Never thought you'd end up in prison.
Yeah, because you know what? He might have that kind of character.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this.
What the hell? Is he gonna sell me for food now?
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Nah, tell him you're quite a wizard in the kitchen. A true chef. Laugh and say you can hardly tell a turkey from a turnip. Tell him you're not answering the damn question. Take your leave. I said I was gonna humor him. I'm actually a good cook.
Music to my beleaguered stomach.
Okay. Alright, so this might mean he's not... Unless he wants to see if I eat well.
On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
What? Most certainly. Tell him... Well, if you'd be on your own, right, you would have to do your clothing. And we know he can make a braid. Look at that beard of his. So, yeah, why not?
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed.
Damn privileged cat.
On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Say you most certainly have personal pride. You're no stranger to comb, powder, perfume. Rubbing your chin, tell him that you're trying to recall the last time you bathed. What month is this? Proudly stroke your beloved beard. That should suffice as an answer. Yeah.
Yes, if you sprout hair as copiously on other regions of your physique, I don't doubt you're well versed in the secrets of grooming.
Dude, check out this heavy trail I got. Show him your belly.
So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we?
What the heck is this?
As per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom.
I'm pretty hot.
Well, that just about settles it.
I'm like a good catch.
I offer you my sincerest congratulations.
Okay.
As of now...
What?
You are my slave.
Yeah, that's not even gonna work. You're over the moon. Tell him you accept. Stare at him blankly. He thinks you're his... What now? Tell him you'll have a mind to punch him in the face.
My slave, of course. Oh, but... I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in.
Honor? Well, he is a prince, right? So if I wanted to... I'm heading towards a bad place, and I want to get a good meal, maybe have some... yeah, I think I will go with it.
Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now, shoo!
Shoo! Oh, I would stab this guy. Screw it. I'm gonna stab him.
I've spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
She's his girl. That's his girl.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
They look cool. Very, like, I guess. Alright, he said he's hanging somebody over the ship.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Absolutely nothing. Is that a thing?
Afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
You're a really big kid! And really hairy!
That's rude.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Punch you get in the mouth. Shut up, fool.
Oh, hi. You're a dwarf. My best friend is a dwarf. Her name is Esther. She's smaller than me, but stronger too. I'll see her when I get home.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
What? Wait, what?
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
What's your name?
Play along with her with an iron grin. Tell the children they must be mistaken. Squint at her. Who's Losha? Say she must have you confused with someone else. Yeah, let's play along.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeve refuses to be confused with anyone else.
I gained something there.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
She likes the little man, huh? Say that's true enough. Shake her hand. Losa, you presume. Ask her if she could find a more age-appropriate companion. Wait, what? Ask if she couldn't find. Really? Age-appropriate companion. What is she, 12? No, she's a grown woman. Smash that, dude. Say you're almost concerned with the survival and entertainment.
You presume right.
Ask if she knows anything about the murder that happened on board. Tell her she ought to have a look around with you. You can watch each other's back. Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Oh, the kids.
You take care, though.
Ask if she knows where anything about the murder.
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Okay.
Good luck, Chief.
Wow, he's probably thinking to himself, man, I like bat crazy, but wow. Alright, what's this here? Nothing important. Alright, back this way then.
You sing.
I forgot how to sing. I did.
Let's turn this way. We're going that way. Should just talk to this one.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Matt, you faring okay so far?
Yep. Tell him you're fine.
Glad to hear it.
Well, nice to
You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Okay, but let's talk to this
The
guy.
elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail.
You like what you see there, buddy?
He reaches out and examines your face, tugging at your ears and prodding your nose.
Those are my boogers. I will be eating those later.
Fascinating.
What, never seen a short guy before?
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Stare at him in shock and ask what the hell he thinks he's doing. Ask whether the book is reading, the book he is reading is any good. He seems engrossed in it. Ask who you're speaking to. Okay, here's the beast. Chortle? If he finds those appendages fascinating, just wait until he sees the rest. Oh my gosh, he's gonna whip it out.
The elf reaches towards you to continue his examination, and you slap his hand down. Apparently, this guy doesn't get jokes.
He was gonna touch my BB.
Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How difficult.
I like this guy.
You have my apologies, dwarf.
Now, cause he's trying to touch the
Perhaps
dwarf.
I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Look at him curiously. You're not sure he understands what's happening. You've bemused. It's this guy. Ask about no, that's
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative.
What? That's not true, is it? 1 + 1 is always 2.
Take this book, for
Not
example.
relative.
I understand all of it, and yet none of it makes sense.
What?
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle.
I thought I was reading on the encyclopedia.
Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
He just said your world history. What is he, an alien? Tell him about the war between the Divine Order and the Black Ring. It's dwarves everything that went before beasts merc. And tell him that history's just a series of lies we tell ourselves to justify our present sins. Man, that's so truth. Dwarf sigh sadly. The dwarf empire is great-ish once. Was great once. But it's stricken as lot in its recent history.
Most unusual. And if it's not too rude to suggest,
all I do is think
not
about,
much of an answer.
I know, all I do is think about Star Trek, the engineer.
No.
Scotty?
I want to know about the Celestial.
No, not Scotty.
I want to know about your
the other
gods.
Gods.
This text tells me that they created all creatures,
Lowercase g.
but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Admit that some things aren't known. Look at him oh fucking big words. Look at him incredulously. Wow. The gods are forces of nature. They do not have history. Yeah, why is he so
The elf's face freezes for just a second before he waves his hand dismissively.
Told me to leave.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider these things, do we not? Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Awesome. Stab him in the knee and he'll look at you. Let's have a seat. Let's get some food here.
Shoot to kill. You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
I'm stealing all the food.
Foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Yeah, pie.
Well, perhaps you're absolutely right. And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Chick.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
Interrogated? Without any shackles?
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Oh, she did it?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
Oh.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
Great. Eye? Hey, that's funny. They didn't say eyes. You know, they know you only have one.
There are others whose lives must end.
Oh, great.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer. Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Say yes, sir. Indeed. Turn and leave. This murder must be brought to justice. This may be the perfect opportunity to create a mutiny. Tell the woman you'll stand by her, address the sorcerer, and ask her what she meant by there are others.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Damn.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Oh, jeez.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
Well, shoot her with the
She
arrows.
smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh, snap. We're gonna do this? Maybe I'm not doing this. I'm like, I thought we were gonna get in a little scrappy scrap there. And she whooped my butt. What are we doing?
What's happened?
Whoa, she made mincemeat of these guys. Literally. Stained pants with his freaking poop. Let's take advantage of the situation. Give me some weapons. Yes. Display case, another display case. Nothing important here. Alrighty, sir. What we got here? I'm trying to... Okay, that one open. Ooh, deck of cards, let's take them. Another one. And another one. Wait. I have no idea why I took that. I'm thinking I might need it. Open, lock, examine. I checked those dudes out. Oh, wait. Let's go upside. Am I gonna steal this? Oh my god, you can steal anything? I just stole a painting.
Done. Doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. Gods damn it. Need to get off this wreck and quick.
Let's check out all these rooms. Oh, look at the bow wow.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
It's okay. We need to get out of here. Oh, take the money. Money, 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 money. Oh, here. What's this? Another scraps. Cool fire arrows. Take it. You know what I haven't done is I haven't, it's locked, huh? So we need to find a key. And I'm on fire. That wasn't so smart. I didn't know that could happen. I just was down there. Oh, you can. Do I have any powers? Oh, I do have stuff. Basic attack. Shock. Brilliant. Brilliant! Touch and touch. Yes. Okay, so far they haven't said anything about being able to use my powers.
Gods! Something's pounding on the hull!
Yeah, his boyfriend.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You don't recognize the symbol, but it's clearly warning you away. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains from your hand, and you are left numb.
Alright, that's not that away. That's what they're trying to tell us. Oh, wait, there's something. That way because I don't want to catch on fire. Target is too heavy. So I guess we'll lift that. Seems like gold's a thing here, so maybe I should equip a weapon. How do we equip weapons? Crafting, just literally had me. Sir? That's not what I was trying to do. Yeah, I think I can turn off fire with this. Okay. So, what? Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Let's grab this one. For some reason,
Lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarves first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Return to Lord. Yeah, definitely we're gonna do that. That shit jump beneath you and the feeling the kid is right, so either you'll go back or you'll go good and you survivor so the kid that Gil is right. You just I could have killed his name right here. I didn't talk to him. Alright,
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Yes, yes I am. Right. That's what I got. Lucky, right? Water. I got the water. And just a little bit of water. Right, there's nobody over there. There's nobody there. I think we get into.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a
I think we're gonna get
Wait, Void Woken!
Oh, nice. Okay.
I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary.
Damn. She just kill it.
I've faced worse.
Well, he didn't hit anything.
Let the games begin.
Powers of it. She killed it on her own.
They who are about to try.
So weird. So it's turn-based. That's cool. I didn't do any reading into this at all. And let's go kill this thing. Yeah. Call me the one-hit wonder, baby. Encouraging everybody. Nice lady. Okay, that was fire.
Away. The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
They smell even worse dead than alive.
He ain't lying. Okay, wait. So, I want to get into this room. How do I get into this room? I didn't see no key anywhere. I missed something? Oh, there's a magistrate. Let's see if there's a key. Nope. Just blue tats. Anybody else? Any other place?
something. It's Magister Siwan. The one who put on this damn collar.
Yeah, you know we're gonna leave
Sounds
it
like
there.
she
Oh, wow.
needs help.
She don't kill everybody. Wait, come back here. Orchard? Why not?
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound.
Oh wow. Way to help her. Nothing to be done. Leave her to fend for herself.
With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture.
Take the cloth and hold it tight to the wound and try to stream.
Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror.
Hold the cloth tighter to the wound and rub the blood red cloth and wrap it snug around her neck like a tourniquet. Slit her throat. Better to end it quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm so tempted. No.
Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister Siwan reaches out to you, her hand flailing.
Hold the cloth tighter to the wound, slit her throat. No! She's gonna die.
It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
Oh man. Did I die?
It's ripping the ship apart.
I screwed up there. Did I screw up? His tentacles have mouths. Oh wow. Took a lot of people dead there.
I have plans for you, child.
That's not me.
Right.
I have plans. Wow. Some divine interaction there.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
Now, is that high because he likes the pot? Is that why they call him the High Judge? To queue orders. Holding right. So there's a bunch of commands to learn here. Alright, so not a bad little intro so far. See a dragon up there, so maybe dragons in this. Not bad so far. Cool.
Fran! My hat.
Fran.
Damn it. Floating a few good miles out by now.
Oh, his hat.
Am I the lone survivor?
He lost his head. Look at that shiny dome. Jeez.
Which means I better get a move on.
Yep. What? Look at his forearms. And his legs. Oh my goodness. What is that? He's got like... He's got hair. Like his... Wow. Okay, so these things are like stupid hairy. Let's see. Find anything interesting. Nope. Just checking it. Oh, it's out there. Clicky, clicky. Waste of time here. I like clicking on almost everything. It takes me a while. Oh, I'm saving. That's a good thing. That's why it takes me so long to play these things. Oh, blood.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they've made it to shore.
We can get them more.
Beast.
What worked last time? Let's do this.
bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
Wait, if he's not supposed to be able to use his powers, how
Drowned
did I
and
do that?
eaten by a void woken. Now, I wonder in which order.
Drowned and eaten. Okay. Nothing else here. Craft weaponry. Die by the sword. Okay, that might be a good thing. Oh, wait. Nothing there. Another little entrance here. Let's explore, see what's going on. Hey, look! It's my, my master. Jeez, this guy's gonna be like, you my slave. Come on now.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Greet him heartily and say you're glad to see he survived the shipwreck. Smirk and tell him his slave has come to report for duty. He's the one that took you by the jaw and seized you up like a damn horse. Say you've bone to pick with him.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Tell him you were glad to be of help. Doesn't stand ahead and when people are in danger. He owes you a bit more than gratitude.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom.
Very kind
Now
of him.
then, if there's nothing further,
What he's doing here, standing on that rock, wonder what his plans are next.
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
Say that you see memories, childhood days spent in the sun. Say that the last night. Say as of last night. You see a Kakin infested wasteland. Karkin infested wasteland. You never want to go there again. Sigh deeply and smile. You say everything.
You're everything. We see much the same, then, in our own ways.
The water looks nice. Really good.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you.
Good,
A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
That's what he means by lost, exactly. Tell him that's a rather specific vision he has there. Why an empire? Shrug and say people see castles in the sky. Might as well see them in the sea. No, I know.
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Right, we know that, but why? What did you do?
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Shake your head. You have no idea who he is. Nod. Enthusiastically. I always say that funny. Of course you do. You recall now he's that famous king. Noble. Smack your forehead. Of course. Every blue-blooded knows the Red Prince. Yeah, let's go that
The
way.
very same.
That'll make him feel good.
I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Invite him to travel with you. Maybe you can even help him win his throne back. Okay, that's a cool side story, I guess. I mean, remember, you have your own story. So that you two have this and that to sort out. He's welcome to tag along if he wants. Say he's absolutely revert, but you have to dash. Maybe you can help him.
This and that? Tag along? Do you really mean to compare the fate of an empire to whatever foibles you seek to fix?
Yeah, I'd be rude about it.
On the other hand, I really could do with a dog's body. You've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all.
Dog's body? What the hell's that?
Fine, I accept.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
On one condition.
Yes, my lord.
For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind.
Okay.
I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll jolly good.
Yeah, oh, sorry guys, I jumped the gun. But yes, we promise.
So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself.
Okay.
But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Oh, okay, so say that a fighter sounds perfect. He should stay true to his vocation. Also, you get to pick. Say you're interested in someone with a little muscle. Ask if he is anything in the martial arts. Ask if he is comfortable with the scissor arts. And then ask if he knows much magic. Let's keep him
Very
true
well.
to his role.
Onwards, then, to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Courtesy and contempt, that's hilarious.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness,
Yes,
or
my
if you're
lord.
feeling particularly frivolous, my lord.
My lord? Yes, my lord.
As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings.
Not your slave fool.
Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go.
Wow.
So, without further ado, let us be off.
I like his voice. His character's like snooty ass lizard man. I do say my lap is getting quite cold. Thou sitteth on it. What's over here? So I see dark. I guess we have to like. Oh, I found something here. Can I hold it? Yes, you can hold the mouse button down, and it'll fall. Okay, wait. Let's go back this way. I was heading the way I came, ish. Let's ooh, there's a chest up there. There's a chest up there, and I wanna. Alright, can't get to it from that spot.
Black cat. I like cats. But wouldn't you hope?
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear, and it shakes its head, confused.
Jeez, like, what the fuck? What am I doing here? Hey, let's
The
eat
cat's eyes are clouded and it appears confused.
it. Okay, I can't eat it. That's so unrealistic. Yeah, I would eat a cat. Hell yeah. If I was starving, psst. Kitty, you're gonna get eaten.
I found something.
What do we find? What do we find? What is it? Oh, turn this way. chain scroll and some alcohol. Nice. Oh. Alright, sir. Let's continue our path. Should we put that on? Yep. Now, oh, okay. What's he got? He's got a sword, or a knife on a stick, and a makeshift shield. What do we have here? A wooden torch. It is basically the same. Yep, 100%. Weapons. Spear. Can you use? No. Let's keep him like this. Because he is more of a... He's warriors, right? What is this? Is it bottomless? Okay. That's interesting. We have a thing here. I'm still walking around with this barrel of water. There's really nothing else there. Well, this is what he has. I guess everybody has a backpack. This because I don't need it. We can share. That's it for now, right? We got some food there. Let's keep going this way, see what happens.
I would not dream of so.
Oh, I hear something. I hear somebody.
Please.
Your god has asked you a question. Answer him. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
Atusa.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Make yourself small. You'd rather not get noticed now. Step forward, saying that this is an injustice at the best and base cruelty at worst. Shout that whether she's telling the truth or lies, you won't find out by muting her. Red Prince, command the kin to disobey. She stands above the petty law of slave folk. Scholar, partly amused that if they wanted to keep a lot of their magisters in check at once, this spectacle is the way to do it. Scholar would say that. A noble would say, think to yourself that this Alexander seems the type to roll over for the compliment. Could be worth remembering as your stomach turns, your heart reaches out to your kin, but your hand freezes frozen at its side. Why is he answering? Red Prince, command the kin to disobey.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
shit.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
That was so rude. Oh, cool. We're taking her leg. Money limb is ever the hammers. So we're gonna walk around with a leg on us. Elves can eat limbs and experience memories. Of the person whom the limb belonged to. That's just wrong. Really wrong. What's this?
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
The grunts gotta see who's boss. The lizard got in the way. Tough, savage. That's all these people are. One less magister to kill. Okay.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Fair. Wow. Alright, so something tells me we should be going in there. But I made really bad choices, so what are we doing? We're gonna investigate a little more of this of the land that we're in. Let's go this way. Still there's a treasure box somewhere up there. I don't know how to find. There's mining? No, I wouldn't call it mining. It's definitely not mining. I would call it. Come on now. What the hell is it called for? It's called this one. It still oozes sadness. Magical potentials. Alright. Broken bottle. Shovel. Tomato. Who knows if I can make anything with that? Ooh, we warmed up. And final part.
Junk.
I'm just taking everything I see. And what the hell is this cat doing with us now? Wow. Let's go there. There's something over here. Some person. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go over there. Let's move. Trace.
I never want to set foot on a stuffy old boat ever again. Never. Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Little kid, head towards town. You're gonna die out here. That's weird. Oh, somebody over there. Okay. That's nasty. Map. Where's the map? Where's the map? Should we go investigate this side before going into this town? I feel
Come
like
on,
this
old man. I
town-
can't wait all day.
I think that town's gonna be like a game changer. Let's go this way. I'm not ready yet. Let's investigate as much as we can of this place. Is that right? Yeah, right. Let's turn this way. Not yet. Past this, there's a thing here. Oh, a little hidden entrance.
I wonder where this leads.
I don't. Too much to carry. What the? guy likes to take all of the barrels. Mine. You can have the rest. What did I just take? Where's the other one? That's all crap. Okay. Maybe here? No? Okay. I don't know what ended up happening to that, but okay.
You walk up to a skeleton unlike any you have ever seen before. His
Ew.
skull seems to be carved into intricate patterns with a gemstone sitting in the middle of his forehead. Approaching, you hear a profane rumble from the undead beast.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
That's nasty.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor?
Nope. Beard. Cough politely. Tell him to get the hell away from that body. Curiosity, ask him what he said.
No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
Admit that you're surprised to find him here. Why did he head for a prison island? Ask what his business is with the body. Nod towards the corpse. Anything valuable there? Tell him he should hang out around too long.
It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
That's why he needs to make a mask, and it's urgent. This is prison. It's like he's going anywhere. Inquire about his skull. You never seen one with that kind of carving on it.
Carved? Please. You hardly think I am one of your breed, do you? You have never seen anything like it because you have never met anyone like me. Simply put, I am an eternal, and you are not. You have my sympathies. Indeed, no one seems to have the good taste to be. My people are rather absent. At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
An eternal? What is that? Some sort of cult? Ask why he's still here and his people are vanished. What does he think his people are? In some other realm? It sounds like he needs a companion. Ask if he wants to travel.
A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again.
That's why he's here. He's vanished. What does he think? People in some other realm.
Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate. Well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere.
Okay.
Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm, or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory.
Interesting. That reminds me of what...
Regardless, they are not here, but I will find them, wherever they are.
I've heard a theory like that about our existence. Sounds like we need a companion.
I suppose, circumstances being what they are,
But I like this cat.
it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful.
Do you want to take this cat with me?
Excellent.
Let's do it.
While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow.
So far, I'm the only battle
which
mage.
do you require for this? I could do that with one hand behind my spine.
Let's keep
now,
him at what he does.
shall we get on? Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Alright, so our team is grown by another. Short sticks. Windows are very sturdy, short stick, motion. Most of the other sticks around here, unless... Let's take it. I have a feeling I can use that to make shields. Poison. Stop poison. That was my bad. Jeez. Oh, poison should heal him. I think that heals him. Anything out here? Nothing at all. How do I get there? There. Would never guess that.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child holding her knees and trembling. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence. She looks up at you with curious eyes.
There are monsters here. Lizard ones and real ones. It's really scary.
Oh, it looks like the
I miss my ma and pa.
Oh. Oh, poor little girl. Say you miss your parents too. Ask her why she's scared of lizards. Tell her everything is going to be alright. Say she needs to stay strong and be tough.
Parents are the best. They take care of you and make sure nothing can hurt you. And when they leave, you're all alone.
Damn. That's
Her
sad.
eyes lock with yours for a moment. She places her head on her knees and
I
sits
lost my parents
quietly.
when I was very young, so yeah, that hits home. Thanks a lot, game. Stupid game. No, alright, so let's keep moving. I was thinking there might be a path over there.
Where is she? You go with us. Who are you? Are you from the shelter? She says nothing of another. Fire, alas! She is so late!
Oh, that was a lot of stuff. Ask her to slow down and explain what she meant. Lie and say yes. You're meant to go with them. Should I? You sense the opportunity. Say she sent you to collect all the group valuables. She needs every last piece of gold before moving forward. That's rude. There can be a thief here, like an underhanded thief. Say you're sorry, but you do not know what she meant. If she explains, then you'll be able to help.
Never mind. It is not your concern. You leave.
Damn, bad choice. Yeah, bad choice.
She leans forward. Her eyes are wet with fear as she takes your hand.
Oh? Okay.
Please, do not lead anyone here.
That's a shame. Whoa, she got a bear rug. What the hell is she doing out here all by herself? Killing things? Oh, can't take anything. I'd be stealing. Rest up. Health is full. That's how you rest up there. Alright, I wanted to steal her food, but I'm not gonna do steal. Where we at? Guess the only way we can be, right? We're going this way? Yep. This way, head back that way. We got people here still? The Red Prince. What's he doing down there? Maybe it's time to go there now? Kinda got the whole island. Man, how do I get there? Let's see. Wait. If I go down, could I come in this way? That looks like an entrance. Okay, not there. Maybe I'm wrong in the location I'm looking. Let's go back. Let's go get the prince. He's just hanging out over there like it's all good. How do I get to that? Oh. Alright, so I think we're good now to get back to that place. Let's get back to the city. This little cool little hidden path here. That's cool. Is there another one here? No. Just those red trees. Look in the map. You can see the red trees there. Alright, so we're good to come over here.
Did you see him? You did, right?
What?
Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too.
Oh, she's talking about those floaty things. Not sure what she means. As if she means those horrific creatures that Dementia had in tow.
That, Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this?
Say you're still getting lay of the land. Ask how this Alexander was chosen to lead the order. Noble, say you steam from true nobility. You know every king and queen, but they can hardly expect you to keep that very...
Better get to it then. A magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Okay, interesting. Who's this guy?
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach.
You must have missed out on the fun.
They were just there but a moment ago.
Is he happy or what? What, it's got like a fan club? What, there to like meet people? What is this?
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child.
Yeah, that Farah. You gotta cut that out. What's happened to you?
Oh man. So that if he doesn't like it, perhaps he should help her. History.
Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give. Mad as a cuckoo, that one. And twice as loud.
See, she seems perfectly sane, if distraught.
I can't wait all day.
Ask if she meant.
What else do you call hollering after a ghost?
Oh.
That child of hers she's shouting after's been dead and buried a month over. Killed by a void woken back in our own village. Never even stepped foot in Fort Joy. And there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
She's a mom, dude. She won't try.
Move aside, dwarf. Move aside. I need to find my little girl.
Whoa,
I need to find my baby.
To her, you'd offer to search for her daughter. She'd show you a little respect.
You're right. I'm sorry. My baby's been missing for days now, and no one here will lift a finger to help me find her. Irma's her name.
That's what she knows about her daughter's disappearance. Wonder why no one else in the camp will help her look.
This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here?
That's what she knows about her daughter's
I
disappearance.
last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll behind, too. It's so unlike her.
So we're gonna go ahead and ask to have a closer look at the doll.
Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken, and it's time to come home.
You used to call your kid a chicken?
That's what I call her. My little chicken.
That's probably why she ran away. You calling her little chicken?
She
got, like,
soaks up a steady
weird toes.
stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
Poor
She
mama.
ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me.
Alright, so we're gonna do our best and we're gonna bid her a farewell.
You are an angel. Truly you are.
A little one. She should have said, you are a little angel. That would have been funny. And then she goes, Gotti! Chuckles and moves on.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue chest to this road.
Sweetheart.
Whoa. We got here another weapon. I think you can build stuff later.
You there, dwarf. I'm looking for an inmate. A smallish man, thick spectacles, prone to somewhat eccentric chatter. He wears a large bronze pendant with a dragon stamped into it.
Okay.
Have you seen him? Useless.
I haven't.
It is a very important matter that I locate this Migo. Tell me if you hear mention of him.
Okay. Man, this castle's taking some heck of a beating. Somebody up there. Hey, some invisible dwarf up there. Y'all can stay down there.
The priest's jaws might be sewn shut with fishing wire, so harshly do they clench at the sight of you. He speaks one clipped, precise syllable.
Son.
Huh? Barbarian. Demand the respect a warrior like you has earned? No. Beg your pardon. Have you offended him in some way?
You've a nothing but a boot in your liquor. It's only Duna's grace keeping my foot at bay. Do you truly not know the price our people paid after your hasty revolution?
Oh, shit.
Do you think your merry band could try to toss Justinia into the sea and the clouds would turn to rainbows? A storm of your making still rages, and whenever word of your deeds reaches her ears, lightning strikes.
Oh, snap. She's still pissed.
When your flunkies scream for revolution, I know what they're really screaming for, Beast. And I know it's dwarven blood being shed.
Protest. You have done your penance. The Isle of Mist would have driven an ordinary man to madness. Insist that you did the right thing. Justina was beyond reason, so you stood up to her tyranny. Flashback. Religious sorts are all the same. Does he think prayer can dispose a despot? Sigh. The guilt weighs heavily on your shoulders. You act rashly. It was not yet time for the uprising. That sounds like a legit answer if you're regretting what you did. Insist that you did the right thing. Just, one tyrant for another. Lash back. Religious swords.
Duna forgives. Divinity forgives. I'm not so charitable.
Huh.
His eyes burn, but his words are ice.
May the Seven bless you, Beast.
Oh wow. At least we got a
Lest the void overtake and devour us all.
At least we got a little thing, He's like, give me a little blessing at the end.
That's it. I call court. Pay up.
Fishbone, taking it.
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do.
Okay.
Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house.
Sure.
Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
Wait, why am I standing back there? I should have sat. Right? I won't take that with me, though.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to beat.
Say you fold.
Quite the hand, Freshie. Unfortunately, 2 is less than 5, and that's how many purples I've got. I reckon that makes me the winner. I'll be having your fee then.
Wait, what? Furrow your brow and say that's impossible. He's clearly cheating. Raise an eyebrow. Is that how this works? Give him what he asked for.
Blaming a bloke you just met for your misfortune, are ya? Ease off, or I'll go ahead and double what you owe.
What? Tell him you're going to walk away and he's not going to stop you. Say no one mentioned having to pay to stay here. Mention he'd gain more from having you and your connections as allies. Spit and say they have to loot their interment fee from your corpse. Alright, so...
Don't think your connections will get here in time to save you if you don't pay up now.
Give the brute what he's asking for. Say you won't hand over what's rightfully yours. Swear you have nothing of value.
We'll see about that, Freshie.
We're gonna fight. Oh snap! It's a fight. Okay. Let's move the camera a little bit for fun. All right. Let's go ahead and let's set these 2 on fire. Oh snap! That was awesome. And, oh, wrong place. There.
Reach the Reaper for me.
I don't have to do anything. This guy just whooped everybody's butt. Let's use the shield. She's done. And let's say shield up. Battle style. A lot of AoE damage was dealt that day. Where you going? Hey, where's the cat going? Are we done? I thought we were done. We're still up. Yeah, we're done. Thank you. Oh, he was still up? Never mind. He was on the floor. Or did I see that wrong? Let's take his stuff. Let me should have thought about that there, cheese. Alright. Got a little weapon there. That guy's toast. Whew. Y'all smell that? Cooking. We cooking. They were cooking with fire. Burned up. What we got here? How to give them the axe. Alright, so, let's see. Inventory? Yes. Yeah, I'll be taking those. No, actually, it's not. Let's see, each one have one. Wait, send to the Red Prince. Why? Send to the Red Prince. Why? Those are all these. Send to the Red Prince. Are these all for the Red Prince? Where is it? You can have one. You can have one. I'll take the loot.
We find sources so dangerous.
I'm trying to see. There. Does it say send to the Red Prince? Send to Faint. Okay, I see how that works. Read it. Did nothing for me. Slug hat, slug axe. For the crit, 5% crit, but it does a little bit more damage. I'm like, what's this guy got in his hands? Ones. Let's give it to this cat. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. This.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Don't touch me. You're too close. This collar, this place, it's squeezing the life from me.
Tell her we understand how she feels. Tell her to squeeze back. Try to help her pry the collar off. You can't.
I can't.
You would have done it
I
yourself.
can barely even catch my breath. How is it possible? 1 minute you're in the garden in the sun, the next you're here, and they've put this thing around your neck.
Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to try to make space between her neck and the collar, but there's no space to be made.
She gonna die.
Yet so quickly, we find source so dangerous.
Hell yeah.
What in his death caused it? To avoid woken, not attracted to source. But why? When another divine arises, will source change back?
It's red, that one's red, that one's... This is not red, that's right over there.
Hasn't Alexander risen yet?
Okay, what's this?
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
Quite alone? That's why he wants to know. Say you are. Noble retort that, of course, you're alone. Someone of your breeding has no business making friends in the wrong places. Say that you're with a group. I'm not gonna teach him. Say you are.
In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast.
Let's ask him what he's doing.
I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested?
Oh no.
Believe whatever you want. This may be your only chance at leaving this place. Take it or don't.
Decline.
Oh, noble.
Can't leave the
But after the Magisters take you, all your nobility will have been for nothing. Good luck with your friends, though. Enjoy your last days in good company, won't you?
He's sore. Right? He is sore. What a sore. Oh, there's the. Oh, no, I talked to him already.
What do you think? You should be happy for greed.
What did you say?
That's what happened, isn't it?
Bleeding snake.
No, let's not get nasty. Greed's better off, I'm sure.
I don't know what
Keep her name out of your mouth, Elmo.
Easy now, old chap.
That's a cool hat.
It isn't my fault she's dead.
Alright, relax.
The kin's brow knits together, then apart and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts and doesn't look up as you approach.
Tap on the shoulder, cough, and ask if the ground is really interesting. If you this destructive spirit, you can't use stomp on his foot.
The ground? I don't know what you... I'm just trying to work it out. What happened? Why?
Ask if he has any goods for sale. Red Print, express your surprise that he doesn't recognize you. Ask the kin what's on his mind.
Recognize you? Of course I recognize you. You're the Red Prince. That's about as obvious as a very obvious thing. Your point? My mind? What else, kin? I'm wondering why. All of this. Source, the Void Book, the Divine. Why?
Ask him what he means. I know what he means. Say, why is it a mystery? All that matters is what we do now. Say that you're often asked yourself the same question, Prince. Tell him all shall be well when the kin are returned to the rightful place.
Where's that then? The egg? We'll go back to the egg.
Ask him what he means. Say why is a mystery. Say you've offended, often asked yourself the same question.
No doubt the two are related. Perhaps if we can reverse the cause of our misfortunes, we can stop this madness before it goes any further.
I love how they're so civil. They sound so civilized for such a beast. Looking faces they have. Alright. So I guess we need to go this way. Talk to like almost everybody.
So this is Fort Joy.
Delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Scram, snake face.
That was rude.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat...
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach, he looks up, setting the potato, but not the sharp little knife, down on the table.
What?
Ask if he's in charge around here, glance at the knife, and apologize for disturbing him.
Who's asking?
Say you're just a fellow inmate and have some questions. Cross your arms and say you've heard he might be able to help you.
He smirks and holds the little knife up to the light, watching it glint.
I'm listening.
Say you're interested in trade. Say you're looking for a way out of this place. Say you've heard he's a good friend to have and ask if there's anything you can help with.
He points the tip of his blade at the grisly sight of the elf hunched over, clutching his knees in the cage.
I solve my own problems.
Say you're interested in trade. Say you're looking for a way out of this place. Ask what he knows about the magistrate and their cruel. For sorcerers, take a leave.
Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache too.
So you're interested in trade?
Sure. Have a look. Good stuff, huh?
Okay. So, let's get rid of some stuff, right? We don't really need all this stuff. Maybe this we'll keep until I can. I guess we'll put here. So, wine. Is this Yuzu? Effects unknown. Water. We'll keep that just in case.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Got it.
What else? Magnifying glass. Interesting. What? Used to read and learn about crafting. So
I
it's
got
like
that
real
special
shit.
shipment you was asking after.
Keep it down, will ya?
Okay. So that was caca. Got nothing for it. Nice. That was worth something. This is Fortune Gems. I'm on the novel, so it's a knowledgeable vendor and creepy fantastic. You know what that tells you? Don't sell it. Bottles. Organic matter can be turned into the purpose of like dark use with caution. Wait, I use that for something. Alright, that's it. Accept your offer. Where's my money? Did I just messed that up? Probably. Whatever.
Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes.
Like you wanted.
Alright, sir.
Good.
Now what? We're back here. There's a portal over there.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Let's see, how am I gonna go? Okay. That's what I was missing. I'm like, where am I?
Hey, I know you.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were the Beast, right? Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
Wait, she took a tentacle to the what? She talking dirty to me. Say you're not sure. You fell into the water and were nearly lost. And you tried to make it to the boat but you didn't make it. The rest is blurry.
Me too. Did you hear something?
Yep.
When you were in the water, I mean.
Tell her there was a strange voice. It seemed to want you to survive, avoid answering lie and say.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only.
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks.
Gently call out to her and ask if she is alright. Slowly approach and shake her shoulder. Let's try that.
Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids.
Okay.
Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Yo, this chick's weird.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
These nuts. Got frown and ask why she keeps acting strangely. Tell her that you were just. Yes, cousin. Let's tell her she's a weirdo.
It's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit, well, a bit hospitable.
Alright, so let's tell her she's going to have to elaborate. Wiggle a rockish eyebrow. Do like what? Like the rockish eyebrow. And ask if she's implying you should make yourself at home.
Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet.
That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road.
So what?
That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you.
Infested club? What the hell is she talking about?
But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price.
Half price? What a hooch. Take on anybody, huh?
Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
Ask her who or what she was hosting a few moments ago. Ask her about many beings she's hosting at the moment.
Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Maybe a spectre, but I wouldn't bet money on it. So, how are you enjoying the joy?
Say the magistrate hauled you in. Something about being a danger to yourself and society. Say you heard the accommodations was exceptional and had to see it for yourself. Yeah, let's joke around a little bit. Say it'd be all the more enjoyable if you had someone to get the lay of the land with. Yo, little man's gonna.
Yeah? I was just thinking the same sort of thing.
Oh snap! Hey guys, Lizard Man, Boney, I'll be right back. We'll go smash this.
So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that.
Oh, you're into group action. Sorry. It's late and I'm being hysterical. I'm losing my mind. This is funny. Yeah. Alright, sorry. Say that sounds like a good idea. Hesitate. Mention that you're not sure about traveling with a I mean, I like
right?
danger and the crazy chicks. Here's
Before
the,
we head out,
the
I've
crazy
got
chick with
more
daddy
than a
issues.
few tricks up my sleeve.
Oh,
so
yeah?
you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately, I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires.
No,
So,
do your thing.
sounds fine. So, we're good to... Yeah?
Yep.
Well,
All
that
right.
was easier than I thought,
Mhm.
and I'll do my best to stay myself.
You do
Lead the
that.
way.
Freak. What do we got here? Wait, I'm not trying to lay down.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend, even if your kind has displeased the god so terribly of late.
Tell him that divine is dead, no matter how much anyone prays. Say you hope he's right. Ask what he means by your kind. Ask him to reach you the endless prayer. No, it never ends. We'll be here forever. Take your leave.
Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the divine's own son, is God-woken. He will ascend. He will protect us from this darkness.
Nope, no, he's
Do not doubt that he will come into his powers at any moment, and then he shall ascend.
Yo, I think he doesn't have any powers and he's just being a jerk about it.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
What's
You,
going on here?
help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred
It's our
arms.
homie from the boat.
You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Ifan?
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
One of you? Stand aside, Ivan, and tell the thug to back off. Ask why the elf owes him money. Ask after this grief. Tell the elf she should pay up. Rules are rules. See, this sounds like a little more than a shakedown in disguise.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone.
Yeah.
Now come on, elf. If you
Right,
make me
teach him a
say it again, There's gonna be trouble.
Say that if he chooses to harm her, you won't stand and watch. Tell the elf she should do what she's told of. If not, he'll be happy to make her. Really? Step away. This matter is of no concern, barbarian. Ask the man if he really wants to lose his life over a few coins.
Burrow looks you up and down, sizing up your threat.
Sorry.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
Oh, really? I thought...
The elf
I wanna get to
smiles
fight.
and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
Wait, what?
There is a safe place.
Okay. Wait, but I gotta talk to my
Pithan
homie.
rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say, you were on the ship here with me, weren't you?
Yep, we were chatting.
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours. He grips your hand tight as a vice and shakes it, hard.
Yeah, like
Say,
men.
you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back.
I got
and
you,
it looks
dog.
like you could use someone to watch yours.
Let's do this.
I've just got a small errand to run.
Okay.
And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here, while I've still got a neck to collar.
Dude.
How about we stick together
Damn right.
until we get out of this place?
It's my homie right here. Say the thugs were afraid when he mentioned lone wolves. What are they? An errand? Tell him. Alright, let's
He
start with this.
shrugs, looking off to the side.
Mercenaries. It's a job. My job. Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
The little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along its back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
Really? Shrug. We all do what we have to do to survive. Frown. Whatever this errand is, you're sure you disapprove. Wow. Ask who he's here to kill. Straight up.
He shoots you a flinty look, all teeth and peril.
He smiled.
Lone wolves only share such information with friends. Are we going to be friends?
Hell yeah. Shake your head. Hesitate.
No harm having a friend in this place. One hand washes the other and all that. Trust me, there'll be plenty of filth to wash off around here. But suit yourself.
So often you prefer to make your own way. Relent. Tell often you'd like to stick together for now. Tell often you'd prefer to make...
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the midday sun.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategies up front. Should keep more of our blood in.
Yes.
Survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, can
Let's keep all
do.
these people in their
Onwards.
respective roles.
He scans the horizon for threats with one green eye, then nods back at you.
Looks like you've got quite a busy little crew already. My instincts tell me to travel with a smaller pack.
I gotta get rid of
But
somebody.
if you happen to lose one, you know where I am.
Lose one? Wait, can I lose people? Who am I gonna get rid of? I'm not getting rid of this. The lizard guy. He's cool. I don't care much for this one, though, to be honest. Or this one. Her story might be interesting, though. I don't know what to do.
I saw what you did there, convincing Burrow not to lay the law down on that elf. Why do you want to help one of them?
Say your reason your own. Say you don't believe in us and them. Take your leave.
Then you're in the wrong place. We run this joint. Griff's people. And we don't cozy up to oddballs.
I'm gonna stab you, bitch. Racist asshole. Super racist. Not sure what to do with this. I'll be right back. Oh, this guy. that she would have a conversation.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear.
If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry for this human. It is of a personal nature. And if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation rather awkward.
Hold up a hand. Okay, tell him to go ahead. What's the worst that could happen? Hold up a hand. You're in charge here. And you're not about to inflict him some poor... No, go for it.
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head an awful lot. Fane's words are quiet, but you hear the blacksmith repeat, "Face ripper," in shock. She slowly starts to back away.
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon, and you can get too, freak!
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He is lost in thought, though. She must have said something he found interesting.
Right. Face tripper. So we're gonna have to find, I guess, she's gonna give us a face
Dallas, you
tripper.
maniac.
Alright, so... I think we're in a good spot to pause, to save. Somehow we've gotten here to this town. We've gotten... Our team has grown a lot. And... have to figure the rest out later. Alright, cool. Hope you guys enjoy this game. If you want to see more of the gameplay, please give me some likes. Let me know in the bottom there if you want to see more of this gameplay. I haven't been playing it because I've been busy playing Elite, but if you guys want to see more of it, I don't mind at least giving it some more playtime. So yeah, if you guys like what I'm doing here, just please give me a like, and don't hesitate to subscribe. That really helps. It just tells me to keep going forward. Alright, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Cheers.